Welcome to Gone Outdoors. Kyle Agre and Scott Brewer of Brewer Agre Outdoors, talking hunting, talking fishing, and talking anything you can do outdoors for the next hour. Right here on KWSN, 1230 AM, 98.1 FM, and Kello News Talk, 1320 AM, 107.9 FM, both out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and the mighty 790 KFGO Fargo, 104.7 FM. This morning's Gone Outdoors is brought to you by Ray's Sport Marine, your local Lund Boats and Bennington Pontoon dealer in Moorhead. RaysMarineMoorhead.com. Adventure RV across from the Fairgrounds in West Fargo, your number one RV dealer in the FM area. AdventureRVSales.com. Are you fishing for a snack or gas in Lakes Country? Lakeland General Store is your one-stop shop in the Lakes area at the junction of Highways 59 and 34 in Dunvilla. Devil's Lake Tourism and Glacial Lake Snow Bear. Linex of Fargo, this is Linex Country, home of the adventurous. Onyx Fish Midwest, Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear, and Ion Electric Ice Augers, and the Ion Alpha. And if you are a deer hunter listening to this morning's Gone Outdoors, I sure hope, and I'm speaking for Scott too, we sure hope that you are enjoying this year's deer season, whether it be a firearms deer season or whether you're an archery hunter. The archery hunters have had a little more time, but the gun hunters have been out there in full force. And based on what I am seeing going around social media and in the text circles that I'm involved in, Scott, there's some folks that are having some pretty good hunting out there.
Yes, there's a lot of very good hunting out there. There's even some successful hunting, because we all know that it doesn't have to be a good hunting trip to be a successful hunting trip. Just getting out there and enjoying the outdoors, enjoying time with family, friends. That is what makes a good hunting trip. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of successful hunting trips out there as well.
You know what I like the most, Scott? And this is what really, really, I think hits me where you're talking about the same type of thing. It's the posts, the pictures, the text, and all you see is this great big smile because it's a kid's first deer. It's a kid's first hunting camp. It's a memorable hunt. Maybe it's a grandpa with that kid that's posting it. And you know, those are the really, really fun ones to see. And I think that's what it's about. Yeah.
And now that you mention it, those are many of my favorites are when there's more than one hunter, more than one person in that photo, because that means there's other people that partook in that. And in most hunting trips, there are more than one person. And it's not just that one person that pulled the trigger or did the harvesting that made that trip happen and made that harvest happen. Quite often takes a team of people, and it's great to see those other people in those same photos and those big smiles from all of them.
Absolutely. It's been a great season so far. And, you know, I think we're right now probably on the backside of peak rut. That doesn't mean the action is done by any means, because as we've talked about on this show, the rut builds over time, over the weeks prior to peak rut. And just the same thing happens on the backside of it. There are those does who've not been bred, and they will continue to come into season. And, you know, it may be smaller and diminishing day by day, but the action is still happening out there for sure. And it will continue for a few more weeks in areas. And that leads us to know that for those folks that haven't filled their tag, there's still opportunity. There's still chance to do that. And I know this weekend there's an awful lot of hunters out there. Maybe they were choosy the first weekend. Maybe just the opportunities didn't present themselves, whatever it is, but they're still out after it. Good luck to all of you if that's your scenario.
Yeah, and congratulations to all of you that did get a successful hunt, a successful harvest. And if you are done, maybe you're going out and helping out some of your other hunting party. Maybe you're cleaning up all your gear and getting ready for ice fishing, whatever the case is. Congratulations.
Yeah, and speaking of ice, Scott, Doug Lear here on KFGO earlier this week talked about it, and I think he brought up some really good points that warrant probably repeating by us. we always hit ice safety really hard at the beginning of the ice fishing season. But one of the things that I think is out there now with the cold weather we had last weekend is we've got some potholes and sloughs froze up, and we have hunters out there looking for deer.
Yes, and a lot of hunters, although they might be ice fishermen too, because there's a lot of crossover between those two hobbies, they don't have their ice fishing safety gear. They don't have spud bars generally. Some might have a spud bar in their truck just in case. Most likely, they probably don't have a float suit or ice picks on them. So it's very tempting if you feel a need, like you really need to get across this pond, or a deer ran across it and he's out in the cattails and you think you can get across there. It can be very, very tempting, and I get that. Please just be careful. If you have any safety gear that you can take when you go out onto any ice, and we are not recommending that you do so, because we did have a cold snap and it does look like some of those ponds might be froze over a little bit, but by no means are any ice safe right now. So please, please be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, while we're speaking of hunting, before we wrap this segment, Scott, we got to mention the fact that KFGO does have a big buck photo contest. Go to kfgo.com. You can win some great prizes, including a great big $500 Shields gift card. And all you got to do is upload that picture of that buck. And it isn't always the biggest buck that wins. Sometimes it's the biggest smile and the best story, too. So whatever your scenario, whatever your case, make sure you go on out there and load that up. We have a fantastic show lined up for today, the second weekend of the firearms deer season. Sam Tumberg, Purpose-Filled Habitat Management. We've had Sam on a couple of different times this year leading up to the hunting season. We're going to get some in-season advice from him and see what he has to say about that. Maybe some reconnaissance, some information gathering, some knowledge we can salt away this hunting season that'll help us in the future. Dan Cole, he is a monster buck fanatic. This guy just is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to big bucks and record book bucks, that type of thing. He's going to give us some insight into how we might bag that buck of a lifetime if we ever were to be so lucky. Then we're going to have Weston Poitra. He is going to be talking about the next weekend's event that you and I will be part of, Scott, the 12th annual Fargo Shields Ice Fest. And that'll lead us right into the ice fishing season. Weston's going to give us a preview of that event and let us know how things are going to be taking place next weekend over at Shields. Folks, we're up against the clock here. We've got to take a break right now, but we'll be back with more Gone Outdoors.
Looking for somewhere to get all your fishing information in one place? Onyx Fish Midwest has something for you. Search for new fishing areas with filtering features such as species, abundance, trophy potential, lake survey info, regulations, and area insights are just a click away.
Getting to your target lake has never been easier with access points and public land ownership clearly marked on Onyx Fish. Mark and customize waypoints and weather for your exact location. Use code BA Outdoors to get 20% off Onyx Fish Midwest at onyxmaps.com.